Thank you very much. So we talk about humility. So you mentioned about humility. We talk before we started talking about those qualities of
Well,
knowledge. Yes, Ragupati, go ahead.
Prabhu, yesterday we learned something about the Kshetra field of activity and the Kshetra Gyan.
Very
That's
good.
the knowledge of the activities we have been doing, and also we have been learning about the aggregates, the activities of the field of activities that we human beings we take part in. The souls, the description of the soul and the paramatma, the differences, and then we come to the humility and non-violence. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you very much. Somebody else want to talk a little about what we discussed yesterday? We discussed some at length. We talk about the field of activities and the interaction. And we talk about the Kshetra Gyan, the knower of the field. There are two knowers. Nobody has reminded us about that. There are two knowers. Can you tell us about the two knowers?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
The two knowers are the Supreme Personality and the living entity.
Thank you very much. So we have two knowers in the body. One is the super soul and the soul himself. But it's a thin layer for the impersonalists because impersonalists, they cannot differentiate the super soul from the soul. So they conclude that the soul itself is the super soul. So that is how they come with the notion that they are God. So, but we don't accept that. We know that there are two knowers in the body, the soul and the super soul. Okay, so let's continue. So today we are going to continue from we talk about non-violence. Let's read about tolerance today. Okay, somebody should read from tolerance. From tolerance, you read from tolerance, yeah. Pranam prayer, you read. You were not here yesterday. You didn't come yesterday, so you read.
Okay, Prabhu. Prabhu, what is chapter what? 13 test what?
This is chapter 8 to 12.
8 to 12.
8 to 12, chapter 13. You see, because you are not here yesterday, you didn't see what we are doing, you see. That is why it's always good not to miss a class. Okay? So tolerance,
Okay.
you can read from the screen.
Tolerance means that one should be patient to bear insults and
No, not patient,
dishonor.
though. Not patient. Read it again.
Sorry, tolerance means that one should be practiced to bear insults and dishonor from others. If one is engaged in the advancement of spiritual knowledge, there will be so many insults and much dishonor from others. This is expected because material nature is so constituted. Even a boy like Prahlad, who only 5 years old, was engaged in the cultivation of spiritual knowledge, was endangered when his father became antagonistic to his devotion. The father tried to kill him in so many ways, but Prahlad tolerated him. So there may be many impediments to making advancements in spiritual knowledge, but we should be tolerant and continue our progress with determination. I should
Thank
continue.
you very much. Let's stop there. So here, Prabhupada is telling us we have to learn to tolerate because spiritual life is not easy. Immediately you start engaging in spiritual life, there will be so many tests. People will come to insult you. Some people will tell you, oh, you people, what are you doing that you tie this bed sheet? You are doing this, you are serving this God or that God. They will say all kind of things to you, to ridicule you. They will insult you. So we have to learn to tolerate insult to ourselves. When they insult us, we should learn to tolerate. It's not easy, but you have to practice. You know, any small thing we want to fight. No, that is not a devotee who is making advancement. A devotee who is making spiritual advancement, he doesn't have the tendency to fight others. He learn, he tolerates. So we have to learn to be tolerant like a tree. If you see the tree, rain is beating the tree, sun is beating the tree, you know, all kind of weathers, the tree is there. During this the fruit season, it will still give fruit to everyone, no discrimination. That is very, very a good example of tolerance. So as a devotee, we have to learn how to tolerate all kind of adverse situation around us, and don't retaliate. That is the only way we can make spiritual advancement. Not that any small thing somebody insults you, you want to show the person you can fight. It means that person is not making spiritual advancement. You know? Okay? Any question or comments or contribution? So let's continue.
Okay.
Want to ask question?
Yes, in this aspect of tolerance, if one is saying that is tolerating, but inside the mind is still angry with the person, is that still tolerance?
Yeah, that is tolerance. Tolerance doesn't mean that you become a knob or you don't perceive the pain of the insult. No. Tolerance means you consciously don't want to retaliate, even though the thing is peppering you in your body. It's peppering you. Say, no, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I will not retaliate. That is tolerance. It's not that even the pure devotee also, it's not that when you talk or you insult them, it's not that they don't feel it. No, they feel it. But they have already made up their mind not to retaliate, not to respond. That is tolerance. You get the point? So tolerance doesn't mean that one become insensitive or you become what is that word? You don't feel the pain of insult. No, you still feel the pain, but you have made up your mind not to retaliate. You have made up your mind not to retaliate. So you feel the pain, you feel the insult, but you just allow it to go. You don't want to retaliate. Then when you practice it for a long time, not only that it will not pain you again, but it will not affect you again. It will not touch you when you learn to tolerate insult. Because at the end of the day, when somebody insults you, it's not going to remove any hair from your body. It's just our mind who is playing with us. Like yesterday, we talk about the interaction of the field of activities. All this is just the interaction of the field of activities. Somebody says, see your monkey face. Do you have monkey face? No. But you feel that you have monkey face, then you start reacting because you cannot control yourself, you cannot tolerate. If somebody says, see your monkey face, you say, Hare Krishna. Then the person is the person who will even feel the pain. You see? So there is no any reason why we should not practice tolerance as a devotee, because we are going to face all kind of tribulation, all kind of situations. Only those who have practiced, who have learned to tolerate, will succeed. Okay? Thank you for the question. Any other question or contribution? So let us read about the simplicity. We will take our time to study all this because these are the Krishna Prabhupada mentioned in the beginning of the purport. All this quality we are reading here. Let's go back to the beginning of purport. This is not the interaction of 24 elements as described before. This is actually the means to get out of the entanglement of those elements. So all this quality described here in this verse are the means for us to get out of this, our material body. When we practice them, we have to practice them. There is no alternative for us. If we want to get out of this material body, we have to cultivate this, all this quality mentioned, which is a sign of knowledge, according to Krishna mentioned. This is knowledge. So this knowledge we have to cultivate. We have to practice it. If you want to get out of the material, we want to get out of the field of activity. There is no alternative for us. If you say you are a serious devotee, we are not just reading these things so that we feel good, so that we know that we have knowledge. No, we are reading them so that we can practice them in our life. Okay? And if you are not doing your sadhana very seriously, you will not be able to practice them all. If you are not chanting, they say go and chant during japa time, you go and sleep. They say go and they say study before class, you will not stop, you don't study. If you don't chant, you will not be able to practice, you will not have the strong determination to practice this knowledge. You will not have. So it's very, very important for us to take notes. So let's read simplicity. Somebody else can read simplicity.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada, you want to read? Yes, Oyeka. We cannot hear you. Whoever is ready can read.
Simplicity means that without diplomacy. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Simplicity means that without diplomacy, one should be so straightforward that he can disclose the real truth even to an enemy. As for acceptance of the spiritual master.
Wait. Let's talk about simplicity. Okay. Do you understand what Papa said there about simplicity? You should be so straightforward that you can disclose the truth even to your enemy.
Yes.
That is what is called simplicity. How many of us can practice that? Oh, I will not say it. I will not tell this to my enemy. You see? Yes. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
And you say something that we should disclose our secret to enemy. Yeah, you keep my line.
I didn't say you should disclose your secret. I said Prabhupada said you should be so straightforward that you can disclose your real truth to your enemy. That is the meaning of simplicity. Mean that you don't even have anything to hide. When somebody is simple, he doesn't have anything to hide. He can tell anybody anything, whatever is going on. So it's not diplomatic. So that is a simple devotee. Many of us, we are very diplomatic and very difficult. So it means that we are not simple. So if you want to be a simple devotee, you have to practice what Papa just explained there. Yes, so you can God.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So with this statement, it means that diplomacy is a deception in disguise.
Yes, you are right. A true sincere devotee is not diplomatic in behavior. It's very straightforward. But if in terms of in becoming straightforward also, we should not hurt others, because sometimes we can be hurting people and say we are straightforward. That is not good. So we have to apply our intelligence. Don't say you are straightforward, then you go and hurt somebody. There was one story of a sage who was meditating. So then the thief were running, they were chasing the man. So when the man came to the sage, he went and hid. So when the thief came there, they asked him, "Oh, where's that man that passed here now?" He knows that they want to kill the man, and he still pointed to where the man was hiding. That kind of straightforward is not good, because if he has not tell them where the man is hiding, the thief will have not killed him. So in trying to apply this kind of straightforwardness, we should apply our intelligence also, so that we don't harm others. Is that clear? Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita that we should have austerity of speech in Bhagavad Gita chapter 17. Krishna said we should have austerity of speech. Who have Bhagavad Gita there? Open Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17. If you have the Bhagavad Gita, open chapter 17. There's 6 and 5, something like that.
Hare
No.
Krishna, I have.
Open Bhagavad Gita 17:15. 17:15.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhu.
Read it.
Asastra vihitam goram tapyante ye tapojana.
17, 15. Sorry.
Yes, now.
Yes, 17.
15, text 15.
15. The spirit of speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to
Prabhu,
order,
you
and
said
also the administration.
Okay. That is austerity of speech. Speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others. Also, in regularly reciting the Vedic scripture. So this is austerity of speech. We have to practice this in our life. When we are trying to be simple, straightforward, we have to remember these points also. Very, very important. Okay? Let's continue. You can continue reading from where you stop. Now, Prabhupada is talking about accepting a spiritual master. Go ahead, please. I think it's Oyekan God who was reading. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna. As for
Continue.
accepting of the spiritual master, that is essential, because without the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master, one cannot progress in the spiritual science. One should approach the spiritual master with all humility and offer him all the services so that he will be pleased to bestow his blessings upon the disciple, because
What happened to him? Somebody else can continue. Please continue.
Because a bona fide spiritual master is a representative of Krishna, if he bestow any blessing upon his disciple, that will make the disciple immediately advance without the disciple following the regulative principle, or the regulative principle will be easier for one who has served the spiritual master without reservation.
Very good. Let us talk about this. Very, very important. As for approaching a spiritual master, yeah, towards the end of that paragraph, it is mentioned that if your spiritual master is pleased with you, the disciple that will make the disciple immediately advance without the disciple following the regulative principle. It doesn't mean that you can't be breaking the 4 regulative principle. Don't misunderstand it. What they're saying is that when your guru is pleased with you, you will not be struggling with the principle again. This principle will be very easy for you to follow. Very, very easy. You are not even thinking about it. You are just practicing it so easily. You are enjoying practicing devotional service. You are not struggling. Unlike if you are not following the instruction of your spiritual master, you'll be struggling with the principle. So we should understand this. So our duty is to try to please the spiritual master so that we can get the blessing of the spiritual master. And how to please the spiritual master? By following the instruction of the spiritual master, not by always coming close to the spiritual master. And we have 2 kinds of association with spiritual master, Vapu and Vani. And it is mentioned that Vani is more important than Vapu. Okay? So Bani means following the instruction of the Guru. So when you are following the instruction of the Guru, you can please the Guru. And when the Guru is pleased with you, following the principle will become so easy for you to practice. So easy. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Here it is said that because a bona fide spiritual master is a representative of Krishna, if he bestow any blessing upon his disciple, that will make the disciple immediately advance without disciple following the regulated principle. What does that mean?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, what do you understand by that?
Just as you explained here, it does not mean that the disciple will stop following the regulative principles, but the regulative principles will no longer be hard or difficult for him to follow or obey. He will be doing it naturally, the way he normally breathe, without stress. So you will overcome without any stress. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. I will read it again.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Prabhu, what I can say is that this is linking with Bhagavad Gita 4:34, that whenever you submissively serve
Everybody, your network. Oh. Am I the only one who is not hearing him?
your spiritual master. Prabhu said,
Your network went off. We didn't hear you.
Prabhu.
Yeah, you can go ahead now. Before we were not hearing you.
Okay, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, please. This is linking with Bhagavad Gita 4:34, because here it says that when you inquire from your Gurudev submissively and render service unto him, by giving you such blessings, it opens door for you to see the truth. And by knowing the truth, everything becomes easy for you. But the problem here now is the appliance of the truth. And when we are able, by acquiring the blessings of Gurudev, we'll be able to work on it, and then it becomes easy for us. Then it opens gates back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Anybody want to say something else? Thank you. If you bestow any blessing upon his disciple, that will make the disciple immediately advance without the disciples following the regulative principles. When we talk about regulative principle of bhakti, there are two things to consider. Number one, yes, Balabada Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Just like Krishna was telling Arjuna, in Bhagavad Gita that you work for me, you overcome the reaction of the activities. So when you work for a spiritual master, I think it become more easier for somebody to follow. So by the help of that spiritual master and this energy connected with him, then thing will be more subtle and easy to become easy to the different time will be easy to perform.
Very
That's,
good.
one just needs a spiritual energy to assist one to follow all those things. That is it.
Very good. Thank you very much. Just like the way you eat eba. Chanting Hare Krishna will be so easy like that. Just the way you eat eba. Is it hard for you to eat eba?
No, Babu.
The way we eat eba so easily. Chanting the holy name of Krishna will become so easy like that. You just be chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Becomes so easy for us, just like the way we eat our favorite food. So when we get the blessing of the Guru, spiritual practice becomes so easy. We're no more so struggling. Okay. So now let's go to cleanliness. I want somebody else to read. Cleanliness. Who is reading?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Cleanliness is essential for making advancement in spiritual life. There are two kinds of cleanliness, eternal and internal. External cleanliness means taking a bath. But for internal cleanliness, one has to think of Krishna always and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
This process cleans the accumulated dust for past karma from the mind.
Thank you very much. So
Hare
there are
Krishna.
two kinds of cleanliness: internal cleanliness and external cleanliness. So external cleanliness means we have to take bath at least twice a day. At least twice a day, morning and evening, at least. If you take bath 3 times, it's okay. But at minimum, it's twice a day. Some people, they don't even take, even down once a day, they don't like to take bath. It means that they are very dirty. You go outside there in the material world, they wake up, they will not take bath, they will start eating. Very dirty. But in spiritual life, you have to take bath once you wake up, before even you practice your spiritual life. You take bath. And yeah, in the evening also, before going to bed, you should take bath. It is mentioned that when you take bath before going to bed, it cools your body down very fast. It makes it easy for you to sleep very quickly. Because for you to sleep, your body has to cool down. So when you take bath, the cooling effects of the body will make you to sleep very easily. Yeah. So regarding the internal cleanliness, internal cleanliness is about chanting the holy names of Krishna. Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Baba Mahadava Agni Nivarpanam. So by chanting the holy names of Krishna, we cleanse all this dust that have accumulated in our heart for many millions and millions of years. You see, dirty things like lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. All these things, they are there in our heart. They are feeding in our heart and becoming more and more big every day. We are always feeding our hunger. Any small thing, when you become anger, like if you are fire, you cannot control your anger. Any small thing somebody do to you, you want to retaliate. I will not forgive you. I must retaliate. You cannot control your hunger. Lust, fear. I want this, I want that. I want to enjoy this, I want to enjoy that. So much lust, so much desire. So if you are not able to control your lust, when your lust is not fulfilled, it results to anger. When your lust is fulfilled, it results to greed. You become more greedy, you want more and more. And that will lead to illusion. When you are under illusion, you become mad. You think that you are going to live forever. You don't know that you are going to die in any moment. When you become mad, you are becoming very, very envious. You become envious of Krishna, you become envious of other living entity. Why must he get that? That is supposed to be for me. So all these dirty things in our heart, only by chanting the holy names of Krishna, we can purify ourselves of all these dirty things. That is why every day, a serious and sincere devotee must sit down in the morning and chant and cleanse his mind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have to clean our mind every day. There is no alternative. Every day when you wake up, you must chant. You don't need anybody to remind you, especially for those who are staying at their homes and for those who are staying in the temple. That one, if you are in the temple and you are still not chanting, then you don't know the reason why you are in the temple. You should go back to your house. If you are in the temple The only thing you should do is during the chanting time, you should chant. Don't go and sleep. Anybody who is going to sleep during his chanting time in the temple doesn't know why he's in the temple. Because temple is an environment created for you to chant every morning. So you must take it very serious. In all our temples, after 5:30 like this, we start chanting. So you should chant until 7 o'clock or 7:30 if possible. By that time, you already finish your rounds. Your heart already become very clean. You know, you have cleaned your mind for that day. You'll be so happy. Nobody can disturb you. Only those who are not chanting get easily angry. If you are truly chanting and sincerely chanting, you'll be able to control your anger, your loss, your greed, all of them. Any comment or question? Let's continue.
Steadiness.
Yes, please go ahead.
Steadiness means that one should be very determined to make progress in spiritual life. Without such determination, one cannot make tangible progress. And self-control means that one should not accept anything which is detrimental to the path of spiritual progress. One should become accustomed to this and reject anything which is against the path of spiritual progress. This is rare renunciation. The senses are so strong that they are always anxious to have sense gratification. One should not cater for these demands, which are not necessary. The senses should only be gratified to keep the body fit, so that one can discharge his duty in advancing in spiritual life. The most important and uncontrollable senses is the tongue. If one can control the tongue, then there is very possibility for controlling the other senses. The function of the tongue is to taste and to vibrate. Therefore, by systematic regulation, the tongue should always be engaged in tasting the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna and chanting Hare Krishna. As far as the eyes are concerned, they should not be allowed to see anything but the beautiful form of Krishna. That will control the eyes. Similarly, the ears should be engaged in hearing about Krishna and the nose in smelling the flowers offered to Krishna. This is the process of devotional service. And it is understood here that Bhagavad Gita is simply impounding the science of devotional service. Devotional service is the main and sole objective. Unintelligent commentators on the Bhagavad Gita try to divert the mind of the reader to other subjects, but there is no other subject in Bhagavad Gita than devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. So here Prabhupada talk about steadiness. One should be very determined to make progress in spiritual life. Without such determination, one cannot make tangible progress. So how many of us are determined to make advancement in spiritual life? Because if you are determined to make advancement in spiritual life, you will chant your 16 rounds every day without no fail. That is to show someone who is determined to make spiritual progress. And you have to chant that rounds every day. That is steadiness. You make that vow. Especially now, we're in the month of Purushottam Mass. We're in the month of Purushottam Mass. This month is a special month for all devotees to become serious with their spiritual practice. So if you really want to, if somebody who is serious, we have strong determination that I must finish my 60 rounds every day, no matter what. I must finish. That is somebody who is steady in devotional service and he has strong determination to make spiritual advancement. And regarding the controlling of the senses, Prabhupada mentioned there, we must learn to control our tongue. Eating biscuit and eating bread, your tongue will not be controlled, will be troubling you. If you eat only Krishna prasadam, Now some devotees, they have all created their own philosophy. They eat here and there anything they like, as long as it's not meat and fish. No, it's not. That is not our principle. Our principle is that we should eat only Krishna prasadam. If you want to control your tongue, and Prabhupada also mentioned here, we should use our eye to see the beauty of Krishna. Nowadays, our eyes, we are always busy pressing our phone every time, pressing our phone. And all those spending hours with your phone, pressing your phone, will put you into so much trouble because it will take control of your mind. So that eye should be used to see the beauty and appreciate the beauty of Krishna. Go and see the beauty of Krishna in the temple, appreciate it. Then our eyes become purified. Yes, we should use it to hear about nice Krishna, hearing about the pastime of Krishna, hearing the scripture just like we are doing here. So we should apply our senses. Atashi Krishna namadi nababa greyam indriyai. Sevo muke ijiwado swayame vasparatiada. When you engage your senses in the service of Krishna, starting from the tongue, then Krishna is easy for you to understand Krishna. Our service begins from our tongue. We must use our tongue to chant the names of Krishna and use it to take Krishna prasadam. That is the beginning of self-realization. If you don't use your tongue to chant Krishna's name and use it to take Krishna prasadam, you cannot make advancement in spiritual life. Very, very important. Okay, so that is what the Prabhupada has explained regarding the steadiness and self-control. So all these qualities, we must cultivate them if we want to make spiritual advancement. If we want to get out of this Kshetra, this field of activity. If we want to get out of this field of activity, we must apply all these principles we are reading in our day-to-day life. If you are not thinking of applying them, you are just reading them so that you can go and tell others. Then you are not serious in spiritual life. Oh. Any question or comment? Okay, let's continue since there's no question or comments. Let's read the first ego.
Ego.
Ishalan Goranga Prabhu, let's give others opportunity to read so that they can be attentive also.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you very much for your eagerness.
False ego means accepting this body as oneself. When one understands that he is not his body and is spirit soul, he comes to his real ego. Ego is there, false ego is condemned, but not real ego. In the Vedic literature, Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 1.4.10, it is said, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, I am spirit. This I am. The sense of self also exists in the liberated sages of self-realization. This sense of I am is ego, but when the sense of I am is applied to this false body, it is false ego. When the sense of self is applied to reality, that is real ego. There are some philosophers who say we should give up our ego, but we cannot give up our ego because ego means identity. We ought of course to give up the false identity with the body.
Thank you very much. So yeah, we got a clear understanding what it means to give us false ego. Only whenever you are referring to anything that is connected to your body, that is false ego. Oh, I am a doctor, I am a president, I am a lawyer, I am this, I am that. Don't you know my age? I am older than you. I am this, that. I'm your senior. I'm your Anything that have to do with the body is all false ego. The real ego is anything that is connected to the body, to the soul. We are all eternal servants of Krishna. That is our real ego. Our real ego is that we are eternally servant of Krishna. Okay? So all other things that are connected to the body, they are called false ego. Sometimes devotees, they misunderstand this. And because of this, we say no false ego. Then they have so low self-esteem. I hope you know the difference between low self-esteem. You know the meaning of low self-esteem, high self-esteem. Low self-esteem is when you think yourself low. Oh, I'm useless. I'm good for nothing. I am this, I am that. Also, that is another false ego. That is another false ego. Oh, I am good for nothing. I am useless. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. All that is false ego also. Or you start thinking, I am very knowledgeable. Oh, I am this. I'm very powerful. Without me, nothing can be done. All that also, they are all false ego. The real ego is that we are eternally servant of Krishna. Is that clear? So it's not that ego will be there, but Prabhupada say we should identify with our real ego. What is our real ego? Please, somebody should tell us.
Hare Krishna, our real ego is that we should realize that we are eternal servants of Krishna.
Thank you very much. So that is our real ego. Forget that you are, sometimes we think, oh, I'm useless, I'm that. No. When you are servant of Krishna, you are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are all the good things in this world. When you are servant of Krishna. So a devotee should not have low self-esteem. Okay? A devotee should not have low self-esteem and start thinking, oh, I'm useless, I'm this, I'm that. So you become whatever you think yourself to be. You should think that you are eternal servant of Krishna. Just for example, if you have seen the servant of a president of your country, you know, their ego is very high because they think that they are very special. They are serving the number one man in that country. So if you are serving the supreme God, you know, that is a real ego. So you should not have a low self-esteem. Okay? Any comment or question regarding that?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for that. It's very good, very, very good. Because sometimes a devotee, sometimes they have low self-esteem. They want to become, they want to apply immunity. So they bring themselves, so that I'm useless, I'm this and that. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that. That's good. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to have low self-esteem. We are eternal servant of Krishna. When you realize what it means to be eternally servant of Krishna, you will know that you are the
So
most
because he said
wonderful
that
thing in this universe.
we put ourselves, appreciate Babuji.
Any other points? Okay. I want somebody else to read. Someone who has not read.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Oh, you are here. Yama?
Yes, Prabhu.
Please go ahead.
One should try to understand the distress of accepting birth, death, old age, and disease. There are descriptions in various Vedic literatures of birth. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in Word of the Unborn, the child's stay in the womb of the mother, its suffering, etc., are all very graphically described. It should be thoroughly understood that birth is distressful because we forget
how much distress we have suffered within the womb of the mother, make any solution to the repetition of birth and death. Similarly, at the time of death, there are all kinds of diseases, there are all kinds of suffering, and they are also mentioned in the authoritative scriptures. This should be discussed, and as far as disease and old age are concerned, everyone gets practical experience. No one wants to be diseased, and no one wants to become old, but there is no avoiding this unless we have a pessimistic view of this material life, considering the distresses of birth, death, old age, and disease. There is no impetus for our making advancement in spiritual life. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Jalma Mritu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshananu Darshanam. Unless we start seeing the miseries in birth, death, old age, and disease, there will not be any impetus for us to make advancement in spiritual life. Now, Prabhupada nicely explained in the purport how, in the womb we suffer a lot, but we forget. Yeah, we forget. This body means forgetfulness. Our material body means forgetfulness. We forget in the womb how much we suffer in the womb of our mother. So much suffering. Even now that we are even here now, we are passing through all kinds of sufferings. But still, we are giving ourselves some comfort that thinking that we are going to get things better. Things are not going to get better in this material world. Things are going to be worse because Dukalayam Ashashwatam, this place is a place of miseries. We have to get this register in our consciousness very deeply. If we don't get this register in our consciousness, we will not make spiritual advancement. We will not take our spiritual life very seriously. Only those who have understood the misery of this material world and understand that there's no any other way but to take shelter of Krishna, take their spiritual life very seriously. So we have to understand that the misery of birth, death, it's not easy to die also. It's very painful. Yeah, when you see people dying, you know that it's very painful to die. They undergo serious pain. And also when people are growing old, you go close to old people, they will tell you what they are passing through. Waist pain, leg pain, all kind of pains they are passing through. Old people. You go close to them, they will tell you. So all these miseries is for us to surrender to Krishna. But some people, even passing through these things, they will still not surrender. They are thinking that they are not getting enough. They are looking for a smart way to enjoy. Unless we come to realization and surrender, understand the misery behind this birth, death, old age, and disease, we will not make spiritual advancement. Very, very important. So we have to be very practical. Okay? Any comment or question? So let us hear what Papa talk about the detachment from family. Go ahead. Somebody want to read? Who is reading?
Prabhu, can I read?
Yeah, please go ahead. Ishana Gora Babu. Goranga. Ishana Goranga.
As for detachment from children, wife, and home, it is not meant that one should have no feeling for this. They are natural objects of affection. But when they are not favorable to spiritual progress, then one should not be attached to them. The best process for making the home pleasant is Krishna consciousness. If one is in full Krishna consciousness, he can make his home very happy because this process of Krishna consciousness is very easy. One need only chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Accept the remnant of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. have some discussions on books like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and engage oneself in deity worship. These 4 things will make one happy. One should train the members of his family in this way. The family members can sit down morning and evening and chant together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If one can mold his family life in this way to develop Krishna consciousness, following these 4 principles, then there is no need to change from family life to renounce life. But if it is not congenial, not favorable for spiritual advancement, then family life should be abandoned. One must sacrifice everything to realize or serve Krishna, just as Arjuna did. Arjuna did not want to kill his family members, but when he understood that these family members were impediment to his Krishna realization, he accepted the instructions of Krishna and fought and killed them. In all cases, one should be detached from the happiness and distress of family life, because in this world, one can never be fully happy or fully miserable. Hare Krishna.
Do you understand? Do you hear that? Because in this world, one can never be fully happy or fully miserable. We're always in between. So it's very, very important. So here, Prabhupada is talking about how to deal with family life. So if your family is Krishna conscious, there's no need for you to leave the family and take to renounce life. You can continue to take care of being in that family by chanting the holy name of Krishna, reading the scripture together in that family. So only when your family becoming an obstacle for making advancement in spiritual life, then you can do otherwise. So this is very, very important for the Grihasthas, those who are in Grihastha life. We should take note of this. Okay. Now let us continue to hear about happiness and distress. Somebody want to read?
Now,
Yes, please.
yes, sir.
Poised.
Who is reading?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Happiness and distress are concomitant factors of material life.
Of material
One
life.
should learn to tolerate.
One
As
can learn to
advised in
live
the
life.
Gita, one can never restrict the coming and going of happiness and distress. So one should be detached from the materialistic way of life and be automatically equiposed in both cases. Generally, when we get something desirable, we are very happy. And when we get something undesirable, we are distressed. But if we were actually in the spiritual position, these things will not agitate us. To reach that stage, we have to practice unbreakable devotional service. Devotional service to Krishna without deviation means engaging oneself in the 9 process of devotional service. Chanting, hearing, offering respect, etc. As described in the last verse of the 9th chapter, that process should be followed. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we can see we cannot avoid happiness and distress in this material world. There's no how. Sometimes you will be happy, sometimes you will meet the miserable condition also. But Prabhupada mentioned here, only when we have engaged in unbreakable devotional service, it's very, very important. Savam Punsha Paroda Mo. Yato Bhakti Adokshaje. Aituki Aprati Yata. Yayatma Suprasidati. Only when we engage in unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service that we can become happy or satisfied. So if we want to be able to transcend happiness and distressful situation, we have to engage in unbreakable devotional service, as mentioned here by Prabhupada. Unbreakable devotional service means every day you chant your rounds without no fail. Every day, whether rain is falling or whether sun is shining, you chant your rounds every day. You chant. You read Shima Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita every day. So, how many of us are doing that? Unbreakable devotional service every day. You see? So, this is very, very important. If not, you will not be able to practice all these things mentioned here by Srila Prabhupada, also listed by Krishna. You will not be able to practice them. That's why you see many devotees, they come to this movement after some times. They will go and go back to the material world and say, oh, these people are like this, these people are like that. It's because they are not practicing unbreakable devotional service. When you become steady in your devotional service, unbreakable, no matter whatever happens, you are very fixed up in chanting the holy name of Krishna, then happiness and distress of this world will never affect you again. So we have to take note of this and practically apply ourselves to this process. Very, very important. Any question or comments? Let's continue. We are going to finish this one today so that we can proceed to the next verse. Somebody want to read? Somebody who have not read. Let me check who has not read today. Anantajit Prabhu, can you read? Are you seeing?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Naturally, when one is adapted to the spiritual way of life, he will not want to mix with materialistic men. That would go against his grain. One may test himself by seeing how far he is inclined to live in a solitary place without unwanted association. Naturally, a devotee has no taste for unnecessary sporting or cinema going or enjoying some social function because he understands that these are simply a waste of time. There are many research scholars and philosophers who study sex life or some other subjects, but according to Bhagavad Gita, such research work and philosophical speculation have no value. That is more or less nonsensical. According to Bhagavad Gita, one should make research by philosophical discretion into the nature of the soul. One should make research to understand the self. That is recommendable here.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Yeah, thank you. I want somebody to read the next one. We have to finish this today. Then I will comment on all of them together. Who again is there?
Krishna. Okay, Prabhupada.
Yeah, Bala Prabhu, please go ahead.
As far as self-realization is concerned, it is clearly stated here that Bhakti Yoga is especially practical. As soon as there is a question of devotion, one must consider the relationship between the super soul and the individual soul. The individual soul and the super soul cannot be one, at least not in the Bhakti conception. In the devotional conception of life, This service of the individual soul to the supreme soul is internal. Nature, as it is clearly stated, so bhakti or devotional service is internal. One should be established in that philosophical conviction. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Next, somebody else.
In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse 11, this is explained. Vedanti tat tatva vidas tatvayat janam advayam. Those who are actually knower of the absolute truth knows that the self is realized in three different phrases as Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the last word in the realization of the absolute truth. Therefore, one should reach up to that platform of understanding the supreme personality of Godhead and thus engage in devotional service of the Lord. That is the perfection of knowledge.
Very good. Next, somebody else. So Papa now
Beginning
is going
from
to Papa is going to sum everything up now. He's going to sum everything up. So somebody read.
Beginning from practicing humility up to the top of realization of the supreme truth, the absolute personality of Godhead. This process is just like a staircase, beginning from the ground floor and going up to the top floor. Now on this staircase, there are so many people who have reached the first floor, the second floor, or the third floor, etc. But unless one reaches the top floor, which is the understanding of Krishna, he is at a lower stage of knowledge. If anyone wants to compete with God and at the same time make advancement in spiritual knowledge, he will be frustrated. It is clear stated that without humility, understanding is not truly possible. To think oneself God is most puffed up, although the living entity is always been kicked by the stringent laws of material nature, and he still thinks I am God because of ignorance. The beginning of knowledge, therefore, is amanitwa, humility. One should be humble and know that he is subordinate to the Supreme Lord. Due to rebellion against the Supreme Lord, one becomes subordinate to material nature. One must know and be convinced of this truth. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So what is the beginning of knowledge, everyone?
Humility.
Knowledge?
Humility, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So please take your pen and paper. I want to give you an assignment, all of you. Prabhupada said that this is like a staircase. So I want you to make a drawing of the staircase from the humility to self-realization, to God realization. I want you to draw. Are you writing the assignment? Are you there with me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So I want you to make a drawing to show the progression of knowledge from humility to the highest. You draw. So you, based on how Papa have already explained it. And I want all of you, tomorrow you are going to show me your drawing before we start our class. It's not very difficult. You make a staircase of humility, righteousness. You make a staircase like that. So after you make the staircase, we are going to talk about it tomorrow. We are going to talk about this staircase tomorrow. Is that clear?
Well, please repeat the assignment again.
I say you should draw a staircase showing the staircase of knowledge from humility to the highest, as explained by Krishna in 8 to 12. Prabhupada says it's like a staircase. Can you see it in the purport where Prabhupada says it's like a staircase? Can somebody read it again, that place? Towards the end, the summary of the purport. Can somebody read it again? Are you hearing me? Can somebody read the purport where Prabhupada says it's like a staircase? Are you
Beginning,
there?
Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
beginning from the practice humility up to the point of realization of the
Yes.
supreme truth, the absolute personality of Godhead. This process is just like a staircase, beginning from the ground floor and going up to the top floor. Hare Krishna.
So I want you to draw all those things mentioned in the verse. According to how Papa says it's a staircase. So I want you to draw it. From humility,
Okay.
you make a staircase and put humility, righteousness, non-violence, you put it like that. So when you have drawn it tomorrow, we are going to talk about it. Is that clear?
Okay. Hare Krishna. You already sent the answer.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, I want you to, all of you to draw the staircase. Once you draw it, we will talk about it. We will conclude that topic tomorrow. Now let's go to the next verse. Verse 13. So now Krishna already
Tomorrow
explained.
Tomorrow is Monday.
Oh, okay, next Saturday.
Monday.
Oh, you have a long time to do for your assignments. Next Saturday, sorry. Next Saturday. So you have a long time for the assignment. Is that okay? Are you hearing me?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. So you can draw it if you can buy a cardboard. Buy a cardboard. All of you are going to draw it and you show me on the camera. You on your camera and show it. You're going to get special mark for doing the assignment. You are going to get a special mark. So you draw all those items of knowledge from the beginning of the staircase to the highest. You draw it. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. So far,
Is it 18? Prabhu, please, is it 18?
It's up to 20. They are all 20 in numbers. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu.
So now, how many questions are Krishna has answered Arjuna so far? Many people, they are hiding behind their camera. We cannot see their face. Maybe they are eating or they are sleeping. Well done, no. All those who are hiding behind their cameras. Very good. Thank you. Some people are opening their camera now. Very good. Thank you. I can see the smiley faces now. It's very encouraging. Thank you. Okay, so how many questions? How many questions Krishna has answered now so far?
Lock my camera.
Okay, you can have your camera now because we were not hearing. That's why I off your camera. So how many questions Krishna has answered Arjuna now? How many questions? How many questions Krishna has answered Arjuna? Please. How many questions Krishna has answered Arjuna? How many?
3, Prabhuji.
3. What are those 3? Tell us the 3.
The Chetra, the Chetra Jam,
Chetra Gyan.
and the the Jan instead. And the Jan, knowledge.
And knowledge. Thank you. Clap for everybody. Clap for Prabhuji. Very good. We have to be following up. We have to be following up. Okay. So Krishna has answered 3 questions. He has answered Arjuna out of his 6 questions. Krishna has answered 3. So let's continue to test 13. Geyam yatat prabhakshami yagatva amritam anadi mat param brahma nasata nasadaushate. I shall now explain the knowable. So Krishna now also is continuing the knowledge answer now. He said he will explain what? The knowable. Knowing which you will taste the eternal Brahma, the spirit, beginningless, and subordinate to me, lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world. So Krishna now is going to answer another question, knowable. Arjuna asked this question also. Okay, so let's read the purport. Who wants to read the purport?
Hare Krishna, I read.
Please go ahead.
The Lord has explained the field of activities and the knower of the field.
Yes.
He has also explained the process of knowing the knower of the field of activities.
Very good.
Now he begins to explain the knowable. First the soul and then the super soul. By knowledge of the knower, both the soul and the super soul, one can release the nectar of life. As explained in the 2nd chapter, the living entity is eternal. This is also confirmed here. There is no specific date at which the Jiva was born, nor can anyone trace out the history of the Jivatmas manifestations from the Supreme Lord. Therefore, it is beginless. The Vedic literature confirms this. Najalte Mriyateva Vispasit. The knower of the body is never born and never dies, and he is full of knowledge. The Supreme Lord as a super soul is also stated in the Vedic literature. To be Pradhana Kestradna Patri Gunasa, the chief knower of the body and the master of the 3 modes of material nature. In the Srimad, it is said, Dasha Bhuto Hara Eva, Nanyas Vaiva, Kada Chana. The living entities are eternally in the service of the Supreme Lord. This is also confirmed by the Lord Chaitanya in his teachings. Therefore, the description of Brahma mentioned in this verse is in relation to the individual soul. And when the word Brahma is applied to the living entity, it is to be understood that he is Vijnana Brahma, as opposed to the Ananda Brahma. Ananda Brahma is the Supreme Brahma personality of Godhead, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada is making a very salient point in this particular purport. Because, like I said in the beginning, that the impersonalists, they misunderstood Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita of this chapter 13. They cannot differentiate between the Kshetra Gyan, the soul, and the Kshetra Gyan, the super soul. Because we are meant to understand that there are 2 knowers, is it not? The soul and the super soul. So, but the impersonalists, they miss the point. They merge the soul and the super soul as one. So that is why the impersonalists think that he is God. He is that God that he's talking about. But here, Prabhupada is making us to understand that the Brahma that Krishna is talking about here is a Vigyan Brahma, not Ananda Brahma. Vigyan Brahma is referring to the soul, individual soul. When they are talking about Ananda Brahma, they are talking about the super soul. So how many questions Krishna has asked Arjuna in this coming to this particular verse today now? How many questions he has answered now? Hello? How many questions he has answered now? Are you following me?
According to this place, yes, he answered, he differentiated between
I'll No, just bring it out now. Why should you come? It's inside that bag there. The bag. Oh, so yesterday, the one they shared to all of you, mother.
If not the frying of the soya, I will take only one.
Hello? Are you there? Can you hear me? Like network. Are you hearing me?
Hare
Babu, we
Krishna,
are hearing
yes.
you. We are hearing you, Babuji.
So let's continue. When there's no any comments. So like I said in the beginning, the impersonalists, they misunderstood, they misinterpret this chapter 13 of Bhagavad Gita. That is where their misinterpretation is very, very common. Because of the way Krishna spoke here in chapter 13, they think that they are God. So this next verse also is going to show that. This verse 14. Let's read it. Mother, thank you. Who want to read the shloka? I want to read the shloka. I want somebody to read the shloka. I want you people to be learning how to read shloka also, some of you. Let us practice. Nobody is reading the shloka?
Hare Krishna, Babuji.
Yes, Babu.
Hare Krishna, Babuji.
Yes, Babu, please go ahead.
Savastapani padam tat. Savato Christo mukam. Savastas swetima loke. Savam avritya tasati.
Okay. Let's continue. Okay, Babu, go ahead. Translation.
From your listen, 13, 14. 13, 14, 18. Purport.
The translation without purport.
Everywhere are his hand and leg, his eyes, his head, and the faces. And he has ear everywhere. In this way, the super soul exists, pervading everything.
So the impersonalists, they misunderstood this. When Krishna said that everywhere are his hands and legs and his eyes, his head, they think that God has distributed himself to all the living entity, like the individual head and eyes. So he has distributed himself. So he has no personality. So this verse is one of the verses that make the impersonalists to think that God has no form. This particular verse. Even when Advaita Acharya Prabhu, one of the associate of Krishna, of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when he read this verse, he could not understand it. He has to fast so that the Gauranga Mahaprabhu will reveal the meaning to him. Because he said that the verse sounds like impersonalist, that Krishna is impersonalism, impersonal. So then the Lord now revealed to him how is there as an individual soul and as a super soul in the heart of all. So let's read Papa's purpose so that we understand this conception. How God is there, at the same time he remains in his kingdom. Okay, somebody want to read?
The purport.
Go ahead.
As the sun exists, diffusing his unlimited rays, so does the super soul, or supreme personality of Godhead. He exists in all pervading form, and in him exist all the individual living entities. Beginning from the first great teacher, Brahmas, down to the small ant, there are unlimited heads, legs, hands, and eyes, and unlimited living entities. All are existing in and on the super soul. Therefore, the super soul is all pervading. The individual soul, however, cannot say that he has his hands, legs, and eyes everywhere. That is not possible. If he thinks that under ignorance, he is not conscious that his hands and the legs are diffused all over, but when he attains to the proper knowledge, he will come to that stage. His thinking is contradictory. This means that the individual soul, having become conditioned by material nature, is not supreme. The supreme is different from the individual soul. The Supreme Lord can extend his hand without limit. The individual soul cannot. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that if anyone offers him a flower or a fruit or a little water, he accepts it. If the Lord is a far distance away, how can he accept things? This is the omnipotence of the Lord. Even though he is situated in his own abode, far, far away from earth, he can extend his hand to accept what anyone offers. That is his potency. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated, Goloka eva, okay, Goloka eva nivasati akilatma bhutaha. Although he is always engaged in pastimes in his transcendental planet, he is all-pervading. The individual soul cannot claim that he is all-pervading. Therefore, this verse describes the supreme soul, the personality of Godhead, not the individual soul. Hare Krishna.
So here Prabhupada explained how the Lord is all pervading, at the same time, he remains in his supreme abode. Papa gave an example of the sun also. No matter wherever you go in this world, you will see the rays of the sun. And that does not make the sun, when you go to the sun planet, you will meet the sun god there. Even though the rays of the sun are pervaded everywhere. The sun god is still there, he has his own personality. So similarly, even though the Supreme Lord has entered all his creation as the super soul, he still maintains his individuality. So also the living entity also have their own individuality. There's no point where they become merged and become one. That is what Papa is trying to explain here. So the impersonalists, they always take the shelter of this particular verse to postulate their own theory or philosophy of how God is everything, so he has no form. So we should take note of this. It's very, very important. Okay? Let's continue. Now, Krishna is talking about the quality of the Kshetra Gyan he's talking about the super soul. Okay, he's talking about the super soul, the knower or knowable, the knowable. We have to knowable on the we have to gain knowable. One is the soul, and the other one is super soul. So the Lord is talking about the super soul now, the quality of the super soul. Okay, so let's continue. Somebody want to read this? Let me call who has not read for a long time.
15. Savedriya Gurabhasa, Savedriya Vivijitam, Asaktam Sava Bishtraiva, Niguna Guna Bo Kricha. Translation. The super soul is the original source of all senses, yet is without senses, is unattached, although is the maintainer of all living beings. It transcends the mood of nature and at the same time is the master of all the mood of material nature.
Thank you very much. Before you read the purport, let me explain. See, when you look at this verse, the super soul is the original source of all senses, yet is without senses. The impersonalists, when they take this particular verse, so they take it that the Lord is impersonal. When you say somebody is the source of all senses and he has no senses, so they cannot understand that the Lord does not have material senses, that he has spiritual senses. They cannot comprehend that. So when they hear this kind of statement that the Lord is the source of all senses, but he has is without senses, they mean that the Lord is impersonal. So this is the mistake. All these verses mentioned here in chapter 13 is what is the verses that the impersonalists will quote to back their philosophy of impersonalism. We should take note of that. Okay, let's go to the purport.
Purport.
Yeah.
The Supreme Lord, although the source of all the senses of the living entities, doesn't have material senses like they have. Actually, the individual soul has spiritual senses, but in conditioned life, they are covered with the material element, and therefore the senses activities are exhibited through matter. The Supreme Lord's senses are not so covered. His senses are transcendental and are therefore called nirguna. Guna means the material modes, but his senses are without material covering. It should be understood that his senses are not exactly like ours. Although he is the source of all our sensorial activities, he has his transcendental senses, which are uncontaminated. This is very nicely explained in the Sapta Swatara Upanishad 3:19. In the verse, Apani pado javanom grahita. The Supreme Personality of God has no hands which are materially contaminated, but he has his hands and accepts whatever sacrifice is offered to him. That is the distinction between the conditioned soul and the super soul. He has no material eyes, but he has eyes. Otherwise, how could he see? He sees everything, past, present, and future. He lives within the heart of the living entity, and he knows what we have done in the past, what we are doing now, and what is awaiting us in the future. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. He knows everything, but no one knows him. It is said that the Supreme Lord has no legs like us, but he can travel throughout space because he has spiritual legs. In other words, the Lord is not impersonal. He has his eyes, legs, hands, and everything else. And because we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, we also have these things. But his hands, legs, eyes, and senses are not contaminated by material nature. But Bhagavad Gita also confirmed that when the Lord appears, he when the Lord appears, he appears as he is by his eternal potency. He is not contaminated by the material energy because he is the Lord of material energy. In the Vedic literature, we find that this whole embodiment is spiritual. We find that his whole embodiment is spiritual. He has his eternal form called Sachi Ananda Vrigraha. He is full of all opulence. He is the proprietor of all wealth and the owner of all energy. He is the most intelligent and is full of knowledge. These are some of the symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the maintainer of all living entities and the witness of all activity. As far as we can understand from Vedic literature, the Supreme Lord is always transcendental. Although we do not see his head, face, hands, or legs, he has them. And when we are elevated to the transcendental situation, we can see the Lord's form. Due to material contaminated senses, we cannot see his form. Therefore, the personalists who are still materially affected cannot understand the personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu, you are mute, please.
Thank you very much. So, like I was saying, this purport is very deep because Prabhupada is trying to defeat the conception of impersonalism. Oh, so we should understand that because if you are not careful, if you hear the interpretation of the impersonalists based on this particular verse, you'll be convinced that the Lord has no form. So that is what Prabhupada is trying to make us understand, that the Lord has a form. And his form is transcendental. He has senses. His senses are transcendental. So only when we become pure, we can come to that platform and we can understand that the Lord has a form and he has senses, and the senses is beyond these modes of material nature. It's called nirguna. It's transcendental. So only the body can understand it. The impersonalists cannot comprehend this at all. And that is why they always try to defy the Lord and say he has no form, he has no senses. They cannot cook. Like devotees, they will cook nice prasadam and offer to Krishna and take the remnant. The impersonalists, they don't have that understanding because they think the Lord has no eyes, he has no mouth, he has no tongue. No, but we know from this explanation that the Lord has all these things, but is completely beyond the modes of material nature. So any question or comment so far? So let's continue to hear about the description about the knowable. Krishna continued to describe the quality of the knowable. I want somebody else to read this. How the Lord pervade everything. Wait, who has not read? Let me check. Bhakti Actor. I can see Bhakti Actor.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes. Please read. Can you read?
Is it the translation, sir?
Yeah, you can read the shloka also, verse 16.
Okay, Prabhu. Bahir atas cha batanam aram karam evacha suksmatwatat nayam duzra stam kantike
Let me help you.
katat.
Let me help you. By here, you can say the word after me. By here.
Bahir.
Anantash.
Anantas.
Sorry, Antash. Antash.
Antash.
Cha. Cha.
Cha.
Bhutanam.
Bhutanam.
Acharam.
Acharam.
Charam. Eva. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cha. Sukshma twat. Sukshma twat.
Shuksma twat.
Sushma twat. Sushma twat. Tad. Tad.
Tad.
Abigayam. Abigayam. When we see these two, when you see these two words together, these two alphabets together, J and this N is Gia. Abigayam. Abigayam.
Abigayam.
Yeah, it's Gayam. Abigayam.
Abigayam.
Dura.
Durag.
Stam.
Stam.
Chantike.
Kantike.
Not
Chantike.
Kantike, not cat, not Kantike. Chantike.
Chantike.
Cha.
Cha.
Tat.
Tat.
So in Sanskrit, CA is pronounced as cha. Not ka.
Cha.
So the reading of this Sanskrit is Bair antas chabutanam acharam charam evacha sukshmatwatad abigayam durastam chantike shatat. Okay, now you can try it.
Bahir antas chabuktanam al karam eva.
No, not karam. Charam.
Acharam eva. Vacha
Mhm.
Suksma Twatad Agyayam
Abigayam. Abigayam.
Durastam Avigayam
Yes.
Duram Sam Chan Tike Chatat.
Very good. We have to practice again and again. So let's read the translation now.
The supreme truth exists outside and inside of all living beings, the moving and the non-moving. Because he is subtle, he is beyond the power of the material senses to see or to know. Although far away, he is also near to all. Do I read the purport? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me?
Hare Krishna. The network.
Network. Today network is bad. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
we can hear
Prabhu.
you. Yes.
Okay. The network is really bad today. So I'm reading
Do I,
the purport.
do I read the purport? In Vedic literature, we understand that Narayan, the supreme person, is residing both outside and inside every living entity. He is present in both the spiritual and material worlds. Although he is far away, still he is near to us. These are the statements of Vedic literature. Ashimno dutam vrajati sayanno yati sarvata Keta Upanishad. And because he is always engaged in transcendental bliss, we cannot understand how he is enjoying his full opulence. We cannot see or understand with these material senses. Therefore, in the Vedic language, it is said that to understand him, our material mind and senses cannot act. But one who has purified his mind and senses by practicing Krishna consciousness in devotional service can see him constantly. It is confirmed in Brahma Samhita that the devotee who has developed love for the Supreme Godhead can see him always without cessation. And it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 11:54 that he can see and understand only by devotional service. Bhaktiya to Ananyaya Sukhya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can I hear anything again, Babuji?
Since Prabhuji is offline,
The network is.
So sorry, network is disturbing me today. So we continue from where we stop next week. We stop now in test number 16. So that's where we're going to continue next week, Saturday. Don't forget your assignment. Please do the assignment and draw those steps. Can you hear me? Please draw those steps mentioned. The step we mentioned, please draw it. So we are going to continue from where we stop today, next week, because the internet is really disturbing now. So that is the nature of material world. Nothing is steady. So we continue from where we stop next week. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.